Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. My name's Jamie Williams. Joining me in the studio is my good friend and co-host Jonathan Sullivan.
Hi, Jamie.
Hello, Jonathan. And tonight we've got a good one. We've got Paranorthern from Bolton in the building.
Yeah.
You might hear them in the background actually because they're doing their investigation tonight.
Yeah, you might do, yeah.
And the first part of the show, we went with them, didn't we? And what we've done is we've edited it on the night.
I know.
And we're putting it in.
Yeah.
So what we've got in a little bit, we've got the first part of the investigation down in the cellar with them.
Brilliant, that was.
And then we've got Gary and Audrey Jones who come into the studio to do a quick interview with us in between. And then we're going to go back onto the investigation again.
That's right.
Part two of the investigation.
Two, yeah.
So we've got a good one tonight. So we've got to say thank you to Emma Flood for letting us do that because it is their night.
It is, yeah. And they've let us join in and
it was great.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
Better not say too much. Yeah, we won't say too much about it because it'll give away everything. But what I've got to say is, have a listen to it. It was really interesting for us because they used something we've never ever used.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, using that app.
And the responses were good. I've still got to look into that and have a look at it and everything like we do.
I'm still. Well, you know what I'm like with apps like that.
Yeah.
And you can get gadgets like that, you know. My feelings on them.
Yeah, but it's the reaction.
That was a little bit different tonight, though.
Yeah, and with the K2 as well.
I know. Yeah.
So, we better not say too much.
No, that's it.
Because otherwise we're giving everything away. But hopefully that's like a little trailer for the people to join in and have a listen to it.
Really, keep listening. Don't miss it.
And you know that's this show. Yeah. But next week's is going to be another special one, isn't it? You know what we've done something for you.
Yeah.
Let me give you a hint in advance. Is make sure you've got your headphones.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got a comfortable seat.
Yeah.
Make sure that you close your eyes when you're doing it.
Yeah.
But also, if you're in a nervous disposition, it's just a little bit of a warning because there is a few little spooky moments in it, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
But listening next week.
We're sort of bringing you into the investigation with us.
Exactly. And it's not just going to be the first one. If this works, which I'm sure it did, because we've tried and tested it, and even though we recorded it, we still jumped.
We jumped, yeah. That was quite funny, actually.
It was, because we'd actually recorded it all.
Yeah.
And it still made us jump. And the same with James Anthony when he came and we done a little tester, didn't we?
James Anthony was in it. He had a little listen and even he jumped.
But it's good because, you know, it was like we had to try it. We had to test it on someone.
Yeah, we had to.
And James is
unfortunately,
perfect.
It was James.
Yeah. But it was worth it. I wish I'd have photographed it now.
Hello. At least you got him back for all the times he scared you tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I scared him 4 times tonight.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, it's just our sense of humour. That's what we're like. That's what we do.
Oh dear me.
And as you know, we've mentioned it many times. We do pre-record these shows.
Yeah.
But Jonathan, changing the subject because I don't want to give too much more away. We've given away what we're doing so far. We've given an idea. Today we went out. Into St. Helens, not into the far end of St. Helens, into like another area.
Yeah.
And we went to this shop.
Okay.
And it was like a holistic shop.
Oh, right.
Marie's gone out the room, and I can't remember the name.
Whereabouts was it?
Oh, how can I explain this to you? You know where Bill used to live? And you come to the crossroads, and it's like you can go all over the place.
Right, okay.
And you've got, if you turn right, you've got Croft Barbers.
Yeah.
On the right. If you go along a little bit, it's on the right hand side of the shop.
Is that Cambridge Road?
I don't know. Is it Barry's? Barry?
Yeah, it's Cambridge Road.
Is it? Do you know it?
Yeah.
Do you know the shop?
No, I don't know the shop though.
Well, you're useful, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'd shout Marie because she's in the other room, but she's doing a little mini invest on her own. Anyway, I'll find the name out and we'll give the name out later on. What a lovely man he was. Marie went in first, got talking to him, found out that he was into the chakras and things like that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Found out that he sells the smudges. Smudging stuff.
Right, yeah.
And he sells all that, not just that. It's a beautiful shop anyway.
Yeah.
And anyway, she got talking to him, and she mentioned about the show and about what we do and everything else. What did he do? He went and put a poster up for us on the main door.
Oh, wasn't that good, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
So, I mean, he was very supportive.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and he goes, we get mediums coming in here, and I've got a good friend who's a medium, so hopefully we'll have a medium on the show soon.
Oh, brilliant.
And we're trying to get him onto the show to talk about the chakras and that.
Oh, no, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, yeah.
So that'll be good.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot coming up now.
I use a shop like that in Widnes.
Do you?
Yeah. Used to be in Widnes Market, but it's got its own actual shop now.
Ah, I remember the one in Widnes Market.
Yeah. Angel...
No. God, you're as bad as me. I can't remember the name of the shop.
Can't remember. I've been in there loads of times.
But I will mention it later on, because I think what he's done for us, I've got to give him a name.
Yeah, you'll have to get it off Marie and mention it.
Yeah, Marie only remembered it, but you know what my memory's like. I mean, how many times did I call Audrey Pat?
See, you've just got it wrong then. It was Audrey. You called Pat. You never called Pat Audrey.
Do you know what it was? It's because it came up on the on that app. So that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. But it was a good night. I mean, I'm not going to go back too much on it, but I enjoyed that.
No, it's really good. It's just nice to see people in, isn't it?
It is. And do you know what? How lovely is Emma Flood?
Isn't she lovely? She is just lovely. And the whole team,
group are really nice.
They're just really nice and welcoming, aren't they?
Yeah,
so excited to come to Mill Street.
Can't remember his name. Gave me stick because I was a Scouser.
Oh, yeah.
But
he
doesn't like spiders.
And was it Russ?
Is it Russ?
I think it's Russ. Yeah.
Karma is a good thing.
It is, isn't it? It is. And one of them is a Liverpool fan.
And what's his name?
I think that was Dan.
No?
I'm not sure.
Jamie.
Oh, yeah. It's on the back
Jamies.
of the shirt.
Yeah. That's what I need. I need everybody to put the names on the back of the shirt so I can remember who they are.
Hello.
But yeah, really, every single one of them are really nice people. No one's as bad as me. Every single one of them is really nice, aren't they?
I know, they are. They really are.
They're really welcoming.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And not one of them's been here before.
And, well, apart from Emma was in a couple of weeks ago, wasn't she? But yeah, that's just to come and have a look around, wasn't it?
You can hear them in the background there.
I know you can hear them. Must be on a break.
They must be.
Yeah.
They come on a break just as we do this.
I know.
Sod's law.
Isn't it just?
Yeah, but I don't mind. I don't care.
No.
Lights have all gone back out, so they must have been going on Invest. So I think we're going to have to be a little bit more quiet while we're doing the show.
I know.
This is what happens. You know, we've got the studio in Mill Street Barracks and groups are coming in. Loved seeing them in there.
I know. Well, that's it. I think it's really, really good.
I nearly dropped my lunch and I looked in there and there's a reflection in the window.
What is it? You?
You.
Had to drop me lunch if it was you. Hang on a minute. You just said it was me.
Yeah, but I didn't mean it in that way.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm looking straight at you. That's bad enough.
Hello, yeah. I think we need a screen.
Yeah, a blank one that you can't see through.
Yeah.
I can just have to hear your voice. You're not bad enough. Well, next week we're going to have Lee Arnold back in the studio with us. Yeah.
Nah.
Did you hear that ghost then, Jamie? He's going to kill us when he listens to this, isn't he? Oh, no, love him being in the building. He's one of the nicest people you could meet.
He is. So laid back, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I used to, when I first got to know them, I used to call them Mr. and Mrs. Sutton and Manor.
Because
they come from Sutton Manor at the time, didn't he? So,
right,
and I couldn't think of the name, so I just went, you're Sutton and your Manor.
Dear me.
It's funny how I remember the name Sutton and Manor, but I couldn't remember the first names.
I know, and the names are enough the same.
I know, Lee and Leanne.
You couldn't get easier names, really, could you?
Listen, I can't even remember my own name at times.
I know, Fred.
How many times have I called you by the wrong name?
I know you have, yeah.
I
know. I don't know.
It's my old age.
Old age.
I'll never be
Dementia.
as old. Never be as old as you. Do you know what? Because you're insulting me and you always do this, don't you? You always give me stick just before we go on the investigation.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. No, I'm going to carry on talking. I'm not giving you the benefit. No, I am really. What we're going to do now is we're going to play the first part of the Paranormal Investigation, and we went down into the cellar with them, and we got the recording of the investigation, and this is the first part of what happened with Paranormal.
So we've come to do an investigation here this evening to see if we can make contact with you. We've heard some stories and we'd really like it if you could come forward and speak to us. I know that you did make some noises earlier, which we really appreciate, but we're going to introduce ourselves to you, then you know who you're speaking to. My name's Emma.
My name's Ross.
My name's Jamie.
My name's Sherelle. My name's Katie.
My name's Gary.
My name's Audrey.
My name's Dan.
So we've introduced ourselves. Is there any chance you could tell us your name, please? Some people are picking up on a male figure down here.
In that corner again, I can see the
figure again.
The figure again.
Are you kidding?
No.
Where are you looking?
So to the left of the door, is it?
Yeah. Through this second door here.
We go seeing that a while back. We actually had a pair of wet feet appear on the floor. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
So is it between the two doors?
Basically, yeah. It's yeah. I can see the angle from here now, and it's between the two. The bit that's covered up, obviously.
Has he just stood watching again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what you're saying. Is it through the first door?
The door on the right.
On the inside of the room.
On the right, I can see through to towards the door. If you walk through that side.
I see. So outside the room.
Diagonally, yeah.
Yeah.
Can anyone take a picture?
Plain as day there. Right there.
I haven't got anything with me.
Do you want to come and move into this room so that we can see you?
Oh, just moved then.
That went,
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Meter
What?
just weren't then.
Yeah, the meter
Katie.
just went.
Okay,
Katie.
too.
Yeah.
You don't need to be frightened and watch from a distance. We don't mean any harm. Were you one of the soldiers?
There you go.
Do you know this building well? What was that? Oh my God, Gary.
What?
In bloody heavy breathing then. Sat like I've taken a big breath in, I shit myself. Can you let us hear your footsteps?
Sorry, that was my
Oh my
stomach
God.
then.
I don't know if you heard a slide.
I heard something.
Footstep just before.
Yeah.
I heard a thud as well, yeah. I didn't.
What, from upstairs or?
Can anybody
It's
see?
like a
Can straight through this?
Yeah, I can.
Can you see that there now?
There now,
Yeah,
just there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Just there, in between the door.
Yeah. I can see it. It's right there, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
I can't see a bloody thing. What am I looking at here, cock?
It's like a.
It's dark.
It's dark, like a dark, shadowy, figurey type.
Yeah.
Can you move? Can you move a little bit so that they can see you move?
Whatever it is, it's tall.
It is exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it just went to look, it's moving.
No, it's before.
Oh. Yeah, back it in.
No, I was just going to get SLS, right? So if I could.
It's going a little bit the cave too, isn't it?
Yeah, he's using his phone.
Oh, right.
Going where?
Let us hear your voice.
Can you come a bit closer, please? It's just I can see that plain as day there through that doorway.
Can you tell any clothes that they're wearing?
It's just dark.
Like
Is
a dark
it
mask?
kind of in the corner
Yeah.
to the like above?
I can't.
There's like maybe a handle of a mop or something like that,
I
and
can't.
it's above that.
Maybe. Yeah. Yes. Is it? I don't
Or a
know.
rail or something.
There's a rail of some description there. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's behind
It's
that.
just there, right next to it. It's I don't know. Can nobody else see it?
I think I can see what you mean.
Sort of see something.
But I think it's just.
But it's stationary now. It's
stood right there.
It's going from
Right
dark.
there.
It's going from dark to light to dark to light. You know,
Yeah.
the density is changing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
But it's stationary there now, as it wasn't before over there. Does that make sense?
But it must have been it was in a different position before, because I can't see where you're looking from here.
Okay.
But I could see it outside in the corridor before.
Yeah.
For where this kind of thing is with the circles in it, it was near there where I could see it.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's moved up, doesn't
Definitely.
To me, it looks like top half.
It looks long and thin to me.
Yeah.
Are there any servicemen in here? What was that?
Yeah.
That was
That was outside, yeah.
That was in there, though.
If that was you, thank you. I've brought you some flowers. I hope you like flowers. That were a car, weren't it?
Yeah.
Could you make a noise like this, please, on the table? It seems very dark over there. Like behind us here.
Behind us.
Yeah. Is there somebody behind? What was that then? Did nobody else just see that?
So I'm fixated there again, and it's a figure.
I feel like
figure.
I've not felt like something peeped, like around the door frame.
One of the things we get quite regularly here is when we have the doors fully shut, people very often see something going across the bottom of the door. And we always thought it was just our eyes, and then one day, actually last year, when we were in the full lockdown, we was just checking the building, and we came down, and me, Jamie and Jamie's partner, we actually saw a shadow that came out of the end room, and it went along here, and it went up into like a funnel, didn't it?
I didn't see the funnel part.
Me and Marie both saw it.
I went back to it, didn't I?
Yeah. Which we found really interesting, because obviously the door normally is shut, and we've always put it down, so is it just our eyes or something? But we actually physically saw the shadow come up. We've not seen it for a long time since, have we?
Are you making the K2 meter light up? Can you do it again, please? Can you try and make it light all the way up and make all the colours? We will be coming back in here to do another call out, but can you give us anything before we do start?
Someone just touched my leg there.
That's me. My fault. Sorry.
We'd really like to talk to you.
If you come over and touch this machine that's lit up with the green light, if you touch it, it'll go to different colours. It'll go to yellow and red. Maybe if you could get hold of it quite tight, the tighter you hold it, the more it'll go up.
Or if you can close one of the doors. Everyone's dinner's repeating.
So I'm now feeling that there's something here through these gaps in the door, in the wall. Sorry.
Yeah.
What was like the holes?
Yeah, here, just the second
Where
lot.
were you sat, Ross?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the second lot of gaps.
Guys, try asking for. There's a few people who we regularly kind of talk to here. There's Jamie's favourite, who's Claire, but there's also Jack as well, and Edward, who we very often get things from. Well, there are a couple of names it might be worth calling out for, particularly with Jack. Jack, we've had a lot of stuff from him in the past, haven't we, Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
And also Claire as well.
Is Jack the caretaker?
I've just heard a bang upstairs.
Oh.
I can hear the car.
It's a car alarm too.
That was
You can hear a car rumbling.
Jack, if you're upstairs and you can hear us down here, can you bang your feet for us?
bang might have been the car door shut.
Could be.
But he sounds like he's just driving off.
If you're upstairs, Jack, or you're around this cellar, can you make a noise whereabouts you are?
No, I didn't hear it.
That weren't me.
I
You
heard.
just touched my leg then.
That weren't me. That were not me.
Somebody has just touched my leg then.
Genuinely, that's my foot's here.
Somebody has just touched my leg then.
If there is anyone called Claire
100%.
here, was that you? Did you just touch someone's leg? Could you maybe touch one of the devices on the table?
Touch my leg if you want.
That's my foot there.
That's all I feel.
If Claire, Jack or Edward are here, could you make a sound, please? What was that?
I feel like I'm being watched from
What
the
is
second
that?
door again
Oh,
here.
I don't like that then.
What?
I thought I saw someone again pop their head round.
Which side?
I keep,
This door
This door
here,
here?
directly
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought so.
direct opposite me.
No, I keep thinking that one there.
It's like they're going like that, peeping round, and it
You
just
just pulled my hood.
No, I mean, how can I pull you up from here, you deaf? How long do you think my arms are?
Have you just put it up?
marital bloody bliss over here.
Not doing a lot of contortionist.
Generally, how does everybody feel down here though?
I feel alright, mate.
I feel alright, but my legs keep feeling
I feel alright. I keep getting a cold draft.
I just feel like we're being watched. I feel like we're being watched.
I just feel as though there's people like almost outside and they're just stood back a bit, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, what are these
Yeah,
doing? You know what I mean?
yeah, because we've never been before.
I was going to say, they're probably getting to know you or
Yeah.
work you out.
We don't mean no harm. We come here with utter respect for you.
Oh, that was really weird. I got a really weird feeling. And it was like somebody was literally just come into the room, but from over there.
If it's from behind it, did you feel?
Literally, as you
Yeah,
said that,
yeah.
actually, I felt like I could see a figure.
Yeah,
Like,
literally
corner.
just like that. Did you used to get it as well?
Yeah.
Just
That
so you know,
instance?
the corner's where Claire usually stands, isn't it? She comes in from that
Oh,
area.
I've got absolutely like electric behind me now, Jamie. Just put
My legs have got really
Hi
cold.
Claire, if this is you, hello.
My ankles are freezing.
No.
I feel like they
Oh,
just
just
stood in the
breeze.
shadows.
Stood here.
Yeah.
Just like observing.
Between the two of you, maybe.
Yeah. I've had it all the time, mate, here.
Are you
Like
just
somebody stood
checking us
next to
out?
me.
We don't mean you any harm. If you're in the medical profession, we've actually got someone here that is as well. We'd love to hear you make a noise, please. Either in here or upstairs.
So the figure's back. I can see the
Well,
figure.
that was a bang.
Did you hear?
That was a bang, that.
I heard a thud.
Yeah, I
I
thought
got
as
there.
well.
Thank you very much. I just saw a light then. Like a very, very faint white light. Just kind of go across there then. Like in the hallway. But I could see it through that first doorway. Is that how they're manifesting?
Whatever it is, it's not in that door hole anymore anyway. Because
No.
I can't see anything in that door hole now.
So I can
Further
still
away.
see the figure there from where the angle that I'm at now. I can see straight through there and it's still plain as day. It's not moving. But that railing is.
Right in the corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's church bells.
And I'm just drawn to this doorway here on the right. You know, were people nussed down here then, or were they laid to rest here as in they were dead? Or
You think they were kind of, that sounds for want of a better word, stored here really.
Yeah.
You know, because it's quite a
So they
low
weren't-
temperature. So
Yeah.
they were taken over to the church that's over there. Is not actually, it's only like 1920s, but there was an old church over there before that.
Yeah.
That we think they were stored. Oh my
Interesting.
god, I'm freezing here. now.
Yeah, I've got
Temperature's
cold.
really dropped.
If you lift the thing off you, it'll tell you the temperature on it.
Yeah.
because it was 17 and a half, I think. We covered it up.
Still the same.
17 and a half.
That's weird, isn't it? Help.
Could you try and make that REM pod do that, what I've just done? So if you touch it or go near it, it lights it up and makes a sound. And all it does is just shows us that you're here with us.
The woman that's been, I don't know whether she's been seen near the dorms or anything. Is she an older woman?
Like a matron or something like that?
No, it's weird because I feel like upstairs, because I don't like that office near the studio.
Back room.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a woman with grey wiry hair.
Right. Keep going on that. Just keep tell me what she looks. Just tell me what she looks like.
I'll tell you what I've just got as well. Well, not just now, but before. You know, I said we could.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I could sense something between me and Katie here.
Yeah.
I got
It's going on flat.
like a woman with like a scarf on her head.
Right. If I was to say to you guys, have you ever seen that Halloween witch mask that's got like the old witch's face?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that.
Her hair's down though.
Yeah.
Her hair
Yes.
isn't up, it's down.
Well, two separate people lately have both said that they've seen exactly the same thing, and they said it's like an old woman. You know, like when you see like an old beggar woman.
Yeah, like a witch. Sort of.
There's two separate people who aren't connected who've both said that. It's like an old hag kind of
Like
thing.
the witch of
Yeah.
Snow White
Yeah,
Castle.
Definitely.
exactly. That's that.
Definitely.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so
No,
Just the thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
yeah, that's the vision I got.
But like I said, I
Of who
didn't.
was stood in between me and Katie before.
Because our thing of Claire
Zelda of Terror Rocks.
she's quite young, isn't she?
The thing is though, it's like I didn't see anyone in the dorm area. I just heard it, but it's what I saw at the window.
And did you see that
That
face?
woman, yeah.
Somebody just pulled my hood again.
I mean, nobody's ever got any name
Not
for
yet.
her or anything, or even who she is.
You put it on your head.
Yeah.
See, what type of spirits are they? Do they get involved more with groups of people, do you know, or just like when you're like individual or a couple of you? Do they make themselves know more then?
When there's less people, they seem to interact more.
Yeah.
But sometimes you do interact when there's quite a few people, but it's more when it's like, you know, if you split yourselves into 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
K2.
K2, yeah. Do you prefer to be with people, less people? Is that how you'd come through?
Do you want us to split up?
That went straight off then.
If you want us to split up, light the K2 meter up again like you did then. My legs have gone absolutely red hot.
Red hot?
Yeah.
Would you like us to split up, and then you can talk to us individually?
Or would you like to stay as a group?
That's just for
Just
Sorry, I
split
was
up.
concentrating on
Alright.
Sorry.
Right behind you.
Is the older lady here, who I've just described? I wonder what her role would have been here though.
Well, see, I don't know whether she's from here or whether she's here because of the kind of this
Connected
kind
to
of
something
stuff.
that, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think the masks are being played with, you know.
You think what?
The masks that are on top, I think they're being
Tell you
played
what,
with.
I think in the light you get off the
Yeah.
thing, I'm sure I occasionally keep seeing the one that's on top
That's
of the...
just lit up brighter again this side.
Oh yeah, I did see that. The blue
Does that
light.
do that? 'Cause
Are
that
you
was
moving the
going brighter.
light? Are you moving the masks?
Unless the temperature's just changed on the digital meter.
Yeah.
The numbers changed.
Oh, K2's going off.
Are you stood around this table? Are you stood a bit closer to us? It's okay if you are. We don't mean any harm.
Well, we've just come back up from the cellar, and in the studio with me now we've got Gary Jones.
Hi.
And we've also got Audrey Jones.
Hello.
Or as I call you, Pat. So we've just been in the cellar, and it was fantastic. I mean, you were using an app, and I don't know what the app was called, what you had.
Spirit Talker, it's called.
Spirit Talk.
Yeah.
And what was weird was when we didn't use that, we were not really getting much. We were getting the odd sounds, and we were getting the odd movements and that. But when you put that on, it just went really strange. I've never used it before, and it was actually the words what were coming out was coinciding with what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I mean, have you used this before? I mean,
it's actually, I've used it not as much as we did in the basement. I've tried it sort of very quickly on a couple of the other investigations, but it's the most we've actually using. It's the best result we've actually got while I had it.
Yeah. And I nearly called you Pat again then. And Audrey, you were there. I mean, I've got to say, you two are married. So because obviously it would be with Jones, wouldn't it? And you were there. And have you used this before? Have you seen it react the way it was?
I've not really used it on any, because I've not been on many of the investigations. You've been on more on your own, haven't you, with the group? Yeah. We tried it at home.
At home?
At home.
And how did that go? I've got to ask that now you brought it up.
We had there were a couple of bits, weren't there, on it, but we didn't use it for long. It was just seeing what it did.
Trial and error test. Yeah. But I mean, when we were down there, I mean, yous have never been here before.
No.
You know, Paranormal have never been here before with Emma and the rest of the team. And they were all excited. They really enjoyed it being down there. And I was surprised with what they got. And Jonathan, who's my co-host, we were surprised. And we were looking at each other going, what? You know, we've not seen this. And that was near the end of it, which we'll be playing later on in the show anyway, because we've played the first half of the investigation. Yeah. And, you know, after this little interview, we're going to be playing the second half. But I had to bring it up in the break to talk about it because of what happened down there.
Yeah,
now,
what was really interesting as well, sorry to interrupt, but what was really interesting as well is when we was getting, the words coming through on the app we was using, the K2 meter was going off as well. It was sort of coinciding with the app as well. So when we was getting results on the app, the K2 was like basically going up to red.
And the funny thing was, I mean, I was watching it, and sometimes the K2 would go off before the app. And then the app would go off before the K2. Yeah. So it couldn't have been interference from the phone. No, that's it. Because the K2 was going quite often. The K2 would go first. And then when you asked it something, the K2 would go off, but the app wouldn't. So it wasn't
the same every time.
No, it wasn't continuous at all. So, I mean, that's what I was watching. Now, before we put that on, we were just doing a normal paranormal investigation. Yeah. And there was a part in it where I was sitting there and I went quiet. I never said much at all. Yeah. And I was watching, was it Katie?
Katie, yeah.
Katie. And I never said nothing to anybody. And you were bringing up about, this is going to sound awful, it's like an old lady, an old haggish kind of lady, and all this. And I was looking at Katie, no offence to Katie, that was just, just a talk about his. And I was looking at her face, and I thought she was staring at me, and I'm thinking, why is she staring at me? And suddenly I started seeing, like, it was like, and I've never seen it before, and we've been here years, like an oldish woman's face, forming. But forming, but staring at me. Yeah. But it also looked like a hood over her. But when we put the light on, she didn't have any kind of hat on or nothing like that. But she looked gaunt. Her face was thin and everything else. And it was like she was really giving me the evil look. You looking at and everything. But when she put it on, her face wasn't like gaunt. Like I said just before, there was no hat on or anything like that. And then you Gary, you turned around and said something. And I was going, oh, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, I did actually... before you actually brought the subject up of Katie's face changing, I actually did sort of glance over at one point because I just had a strange feeling there was somebody stood in between me and Katie. I just had a weird feeling that there was somebody next to me.
Yeah.
But when I did glance at her, I thought, she doesn't look like Katie.
Yeah.
And I really had to concentrate and see if it was actually Katie that was sat next to me, because obviously it was in the dark and we only had minimal light.
And the girl next to her, sorry, I don't know the names at the moment.
Sherelle.
Mm-hmm. She just looked like herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've only ever met you for the first time tonight, and I mean, I told you before we done the investigation, and I couldn't see any difference in her, but with Katie I could, and then, but that was one of the strangest things we had tonight. But also, what happened to James Anthony was like the names were coming up, and it was coinciding with him. Harold.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other. Pat's a good one, because that's your name now, isn't it?
Yeah,
sorry,
Ernest,
Richard,
James. All these names were coming up, and that's when you were actually saying, "Can you tell us your name?"
Yeah.
And I've not seen that before, and Jonathan, who's here nodding his head, he's never seen that before, and we were quite surprised with it, because we've never really seen it an app do that.
Yeah.
Which was great, and that's why I'm talking about it, because it's fascinating me that I'm going to get it and try it.
Yeah. What was strange as well is when you'd mentioned that you'd seen Katie sort of looking different. When Katie started asking questions, we seemed to be starting getting more of a response when Katie was asking the questions as well.
K2.
Yeah, especially on the K2 meter.
Oh yeah, and they also there was one part where we spoke, and the REM pod went off.
Yeah,
very
slight, wasn't it? But it hadn't gone off like the whole time it was there.
That was what was amazing with that one.
Yeah.
And there was like noises. We were getting noises. I think you got touched on the knee.
Yeah, somebody
your hood
definitely touched my leg at one point, and I thought it was actually Audrey. But the first time you did, didn't you?
First time it was, but then I moved my leg
away. Then I felt it again, and she was nowhere near me.
Well, James Anthony was sitting next to me. He stood up because he obviously he was getting reactions to it, and I honestly thought he put his hand on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And when I looked, he had his arms up against the bar. He was on the beams. So I thought, well, that was strange, because I thought it was him.
Yeah.
Hope I'm spoiling this for the second part, because obviously we've got two parts of the show. I think we've given everything away, and you'll enjoy it anyway. But it's the first time you've both been to Mill Street Barracks, and I'm going to ask Audrey now, because she's sitting there quietly. She said, "Oh, I'm not coming on, but you are." How are you feeling about Mill Street Barracks yourself? You've only been in the cellar so far. How have you felt about it?
I feel all right so far.
So far. Is that it?
Yeah.
And when you were down in the cellar, did you feel uncomfortable, or did you feel as if it was a welcoming?
I felt all right, apart from I kept getting cold around my ankles.
Yeah.
But I felt all right, but you're more susceptible, so.
Yeah, because I asked you before, didn't I, with the medium, and you said no. I'm more of a sensitive. You don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't class myself as a medium in like any way, shape, or form, but. I do seem to be very sensitive to certain things, and I have been told by mediums that I am what's known as sensitive. I do pick up on certain things, but I can't sort of sit here and give anybody a reading or anything like that.
But it's difficult now, isn't it, to say who's a medium, who's a sensitive, and who's, because there's so many different categories now. Because we all sense things, don't we? So I like the way. Yeah.
It's just. Like a lot of the time, he's just reading the signals properly, I think, and just like deciphering the.
So when you come into the building, Gary, do you feel things? You think there's
sometimes I do. Yeah, sometimes I can walk in and.
Yeah, you'll go in a room, won't you, and think.
Yeah, they'll say I don't like it, or but there is many times I'll walk in and I don't feel anything. Like when I first came in tonight, I didn't feel anything. Sort of straight away. As we started walking round, I had a couple of rooms where I wouldn't say I didn't like them, I just felt as though there was, one of the, I can't remember what room it was, I think it was the
Was it upstairs?
The men's room, I think.
Ah, the one we call the men's room, like the classroom at the very end.
Yeah. I felt a little bit anxious in there.
Right.
Yeah. But that's the only sort of thing I got when we was walking around.
Yeah, it's when the lights go out, it's a completely different kettle of fish when you do it. Fish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So are you looking forward to getting back out there and having another investigation? Yeah. And
it's a fantastic place.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's fantastic tonight because you've got, I mean, I'm going to try and remember the name of your team now. There's Emma, who's the one who's running it.
Yes. Yeah, Emma, yeah.
Then there's Audrey and Gary. I know that because I've got it written down. There's another Jamie.
Yes.
There is.
Cheryl. Was it Cheryl? Cheryl. Katie.
Yeah.
Katie.
And you can say the rest. I don't know. Ross
and Dan.
I'm not done too bad there. I really missed you out.
Quite well there.
And not one of yous have been here before, apart from Emma, who came to do an interview.
Yeah.
And obviously she talked you into coming back here.
Mm-hmm.
Coming here.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to next? Are you looking forward to doing other parts of the building, or do you want to just get back down into that cellar?
Back downstairs into that little room in the corner.
The one I don't like.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Jamie's going to go in there on his own.
Yeah, yes.
I'm glad you're talking about the other Jamie because it's not me.
Yeah, the other Jamie.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to do the men's room. I think the women are going to go in on their own.
Upstairs.
Yes.
The one upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
That where used to be the old wardroom for the bar.
Yeah.
Right. That's the men's room. I call the far end the men's room.
Ah, right.
Yeah. So sorry, Gary, where were you two going?
I think we're going.
I think you're going to go in the men's room after the women separate.
Yeah.
So
we're going to see the reaction of the.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That one when you do that.
See if there's a difference.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to going back down there again because of the.
Do you think there's more to happen down in the cellar?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Well, what I'll do then is I'm going to let you get back onto your investigation.
Okay.
I won't be cruel and keep you here too long because I know that you're itching to get out there. But I'd like to thank Audrey and Gary for coming into the studio and doing a little chat before they go off on the investigations. And while they're on their way to carry on in the investigations here at Mill Street Barracks, I'm going to play you the second part of when we were in the cellar.
Right, so guys, like I said, I'm not going to be able to see what you're saying, so you'll just have to be the spectators if that's okay. Body, that's
that body. Murder body.
Yeah, but there was
been loads of bodies down here at one point, wasn't there?
Yeah. Perfect, thank you.
Was your body kept down here?
Look at that going on.
Katie.
Yeah, that's going nuts. Your phone's not close enough to it to set
it up. Are you a soldier? So it said murder, body.
Arrest.
Collect body. Murder, collect body.
Arrest.
But they would have collected the bodies from here.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it was some sort of undertaker who transferred bodies
you
to
might
and
have
from.
seen?
Oh, what's that say?
Locked.
The building's locked.
Did you hear that?
Did you have tuberculosis?
Scared.
You don't need to be scared now.
Are you scared of us? Because there's a lot of people here.
You don't need to be scared of us.
Just imagine. Obviously, you've died.
Just a little bit.
You come down. Obviously, your body's brought down here. Imagine. I'd be terrified if I was a spirit and realised I was dead. So you don't want to die.
You're stuck here.
Yeah.
It's really sad, especially if they were soldiers as well.
So, in essence, soldiers.
That was him.
Katie! Oh my god, I just feel really emotional now.
That was him.
Yeah. What I was going to say, obviously, the whole murder thing. If you think about soldiers, they potentially think of themselves as murdered by the opposing side. So rather than like just killed in action, it is, unfortunately.
Can you give us a name, please?
Terrified.
Terrified.
What did I say before?
Yeah, you said that.
Did the the pandemic, was it 1917, and that was that. Did they use that here for like a hospital base?
I think it's been done a few times.
Several times, yeah.
Were you scared to die? Did you know you were dying?
Was your death sudden?
Pat.
Pat.
Is that
You asked for a name, didn't you?
That's for a name.
Pat? So is that short for Patrick?
Or Patricia.
Hi, Pat.
Not the old lady's name, is it?
Could be.
Yeah, maybe it could be, couldn't it?
Can you tell us how old you are? Are you old or are you young? Or even a date?
We fought here.
Oh my god.
Shut up! We fought here. Thank you so much for coming. Why is it gone really dark? Is that door closed? No, it's not. Oh my god.
That's gone off. That's what it is.
I got chills then when that come through then.
We fought here.
That went orange.
Yeah.
Called you shot.
No, I'm alright at the moment.
How many of you are here? You say we. How many of you are here?
We've got so much respect for you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for doing
you.
that.
I don't know if anyone can see that, but the K2 meter's going crazy. Thank you so much.
I've got chills all around me.
We have so much respect for you. Tell us your story. I feel really sad for me.
Tired.
You're tired?
Tired.
You're tired? Oh, that's all.
Is that door more open than that though?
Yeah, well, they were more or less all the way open, that. I'm sure it was.
No, I think it's all.
Is it not? Did we shut it further? You sure? Sure that were open before?
It might look like more open to me.
Are you saying you're tired now? We were tired.
Oh my god.
You're tired now. We really appreciate you using so much energy to speak with us.
Were you a soldier? Or were you a patient? Or were you maybe even a nurse? Explore.
Explore.
Really emotional.
Explore.
Are you telling us to explore more?
That was a band over there.
Holy Spirit.
Oh my god.
Good God.
But they were very religious though, weren't they, the soldiers?
And we have got
And
the
it kept them going.
the church and the grotto for the church are literally like just the other side of that wall.
It kept them going though, didn't
Were
it?
you
The
an-
faith.
Were you a nun that was here? If you're struggling to answer, you can just step towards the grey box that's on the table
for a yes. Make it all light up and let us know.
Has your K2 meter gone off?
Harold.
Harold.
Mm.
So is there two different spirits down here, a Pat and a Harold? It's a very of the time name, isn't it? That? Yeah.
You don't hear anybody now called
No.
Harold.
No.
It's not like
Even having your name
Is your
nicknamed
K2
Pat.
off? So it's not flashing anymore.
Yeah, you rem
Yeah,
the
it
REM
is.
pod,
It
it's
is
still
flashing.
flashing.
Because that door's shut.
Right, Tony.
Can you try and give us a date? Like a year?
James.
James
Don't look at me.
So we've got
names.
James, Pat
and Harold.
and Harold. Are these names meaning anything to you?
Well, Pat particularly, Pat does, because my nan was called Pat.
Oh.
But Harold... Well, that's creeping me out.
Who was it?
My nan was called Nana Pat.
Well,
That's just gone off as you
off.
just
This
said it.
time it's gone off all night.
That's really weird. I mean, I've never... She died a couple of years ago, like, but she's never ever... as long as in any of these I've done, she's never come through before.
Well,
But how...
There's always a first.
But it's
Yeah.
just said James. Is there a Harold that's any?
Not on... Like a distant uncle, but not on that side of the family.
Yes.
Nana Pat, let me just ask.
Dropped
Nana
to
Pat, if
16,
it's
right
you,
now.
can you make it do that again?
Hear me.
Hear me.
Hear me.
Oh.
It could...
Oh.
Look at that.
K2's gone.
We can hear you.
Thank you so much.
I'm only being... I'm only slightly suspicious of whether it's her. Only because I've talked about her a lot, like in not obviously with you guys or anyone here, with other people in here, and I don't know. I'm just a little bit like kind of. I don't know whether it's something that's like being a little bit playing silly buggers, you know, like say there goes again.
Happy.
Happy.
We seem to get
She's happy.
something there, and then that like
Yeah.
almost straight away
Yeah.
after.
Yeah. Are you playing games?
Are you trying to trick us?
Is it making you happy talking to us and maybe having a little fun?
You're happy that you're able to have some sort of a conversation that we can understand what you're saying.
Problem.
Oh,
We've got a problem now. Is it because these people have never been here before? You'd think you'd have a little game with them. Is that what it is? Can you answer me, please?
Is that someone
I heard that.
What's that?
Oh,
Did-
yeah.
was
I
it-
thought I
right.
heard footsteps there right before.
Is that gammon?
I didn't end up having the gammon in the end.
Maybe you should have done.
Yeah.
Pat or Harold, are you still here with us?
Her.
Said that twice now.
It was me.
Does it want to talk to you?
I think it does, you know. It seems to be very receptive.
It said that was him.
Saying
before.
that my
Yeah, I did.
nana was called
Didn't
Pat
say her, it said
and
that
her
was him.
brother was called Harold.
Yours?
Are you joking?
Well, one of her brothers was called Harold. I don't know
Seriously?
about the James though. Yeah. I don't know where the James would come into it.
Yeah. See, the Harold that I know is like a really distant uncle.
Can I just ask something? Did anybody hear a giggle then?
I just giggled a little bit.
Was it you? Was it?
I did just a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah.
I
It
can't.
seems to be
It's when you
responding a
get
lot to James.
That's going off for you, that.
It's going off all the time for James, this.
Right. If let me think of the best way to say it. If you're related to Harold,
K2.
okay. Let me ask you a question.
Worship.
Is it Agnes?
Oh,
That was me, yeah, sorry. Or is it Harold?
Past.
As in P-A-S-S-E-D.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's in the past.
EST.
As you just said, has there been a noise in there? Something just past that door.
Did you see it?
No, I'm just like.
Oh, right.
Bloody said it's
past.
in there.
It's gone past. God, I'm freezing.
Do you want to speak to Katie?
If you're Pat, who is my Nana Pat, what's my dad called? If you can give me the name of my dad, your son.
Prove.
Yes, please prove that you are who I'm asking.
I've been absolutely lost in it.
Just went out. Serious trouble.
Boiling up.
It's
just an age thing.
No, not that I know of, because I'm getting like really weird pains in my stomach. Branch. That says.
Branch.
A branch.
I don't know about.
You can branch out more.
We didn't really speak to him
Be
that
a branch
often.
of like a group. A branch.
Branch of the family tree.
Yeah. Do you mean family tree?
So you tapping then, James?
No, I'm just letting my hands around, just leaning.
I just do. Tap.
Yeah, it sounds like it was above us here.
Are you up above us again, listening?
Over.
Oh my god, it's just said over.
Oh,
So
there we go.
Are you in the main hall?
Temperature's just gone right down.
Are you in the main hall? Make a noise if you can.
Okay. Have you got perfume on?
Do you know where the noise is?
I've
Jim?
just got a really good strong whiff of perfume.
That room again.
Just be quiet one second. Can you just make another noise if it's you upstairs?
Hear it?
Thank you so much. Oh my god.
We're about that.
That was a fault.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
You're doing so well.
You know exactly where it is
Yeah,
upstairs
it's
as
that
well.
middle room, isn't it?
What is it? The main
You know
hall?
when I said to you, Anna, to put the cap hole in that room and just leave the doors open slightly. Just here, was
Right,
it
so
here?
yeah.
Just here it is now. We've had to
Auntie.
Auntie. When we come down to
Then
the
we've got an
side,
anti-pat.
and then there's the room.
I had my great auntie Pat, and she died a few years ago. And it was funny because you said about people coming to each other in dreams. And my mum said before my auntie Pat's funeral, she was waiting for Pat to come through to her in her dream.
Look at that.
That is going a bit crazy.
Who's going mad?
It's going mad, isn't it?
But the other names have nothing to do with me that I'm aware of.
See, I know it's none of my aunties because they don't spell it like that.
If you're still above us now and you can hear us, can you bang again if you're in that room and you can hear our voices?
That's what he's told me.
Wasn't mine.
Are you joking me?
It wasn't mine.
That wasn't mine.
It weren't me.
Because I'd say if it was mine, I would say.
That was like
mine.
It was like a moan.
Oh, what's that?
Thank you so much.
Did that say an
It says occurrence. Was that you making that noise?
It
was like a whining, yeah.
It was like a moan.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded like a dog.
Footsteps upstairs then.
The guys upstairs.
Are they upstairs?
Yeah.
Did anyone else hear that then from the
Did anyone else hear that?
Floorboards
When we heard that before. Did anyone else hear that funny whine who's watching? I know I can't really interact with you properly, but I'm just wondering if anyone did.
That's going mad now, that.
mad then as well?
Was that you in the corridor?
I've changed my mind then.
Was that you in the corridor? Are you trying to walk towards the green lights? Yeah, heard that. I heard, 2 people said they heard them all.
That's good.
Thank you. Thanks for letting us know.
So I'm going to stand in the corridor. Oh, I can see you flashing through the light.
Sure.
Please show yourself.
In there.
It's going off. It's going off.
Yeah.
Going off.
Please show yourself if you can. Try and use your strength. You're doing so well. Just walk past very quickly.
Heard that again?
What the hell was that noise?
But it weren't movement. It weren't movement to like
Right, did anyone else hear that?
Yeah, it wasn't a movement sound.
It was quieter than the last time.
Female.
No.
William?
My granddad.
That's another older name as well.
I heard that bloody. It's a woman that. Every time I hear a noise, a female voice.
When you came last time, it was a woman.
Yeah.
See now, you said about obviously the older lady with the grey hair, and everyone's throwing around saying matron or nurse. Isn't that the kind of person that would be stood observing them, maybe go, or like a, but it's like agreement, but like verbal nods.
So this could be Claire then.
When they're reading notes.
Yeah.
And the beds.
But Claire's the nurse, and I don't think this older lady. I don't know what her name. I don't know. With this older lady, and I don't mean any disrespect if you're still here. I feel like she's maybe not all there.
Okay.
No disrespect when I say that, but it's like she's troubled.
Fizzy's popping fridge.
You are nice.
Oh.
Talk about me.
She didn't even say that.
Thank you.
Absolutely none of us mean any disrespect. We just want to get to know you better.
That's my stomach.
Can you knock? Can you knock on something for us?
It's them.
Who's them? Who are them? Who are we talking to?
Don't mean them upstairs, does it?
Yeah.
When you say it's them, are you talking about the guys upstairs?
Outdoors.
They've just come in from outdoors. They were outside.
I'm having a fag.
Did you want to know where they'd gone? They're coming now. Can you hear the footsteps?
Are you more used to talking to them?
Or do you know their names? If you know their names, can you tell us on the phone?
Resemble.
Hello? Yeah.
Illegal.
Illegal.
You've just been talking about police. It's just said illegal.
Unless that's in response to you, so they're immigrants.
Yeah, it sounds like there's loads of police up there.
Are you referring to the police that have just been mentioned, or yourself when you say illegal?
I feel like Irish.
Yeah?
Pat is an Irish name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think it could be Patrick?
Possibly.
Could be, couldn't it?
Nope.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And that's bad.
It just said illegal before.
But sort of police then.
Yeah.
Are you Irish? Like Katie's giving the feel of?
They said arrest before, remember? As well.
It did.
Can we just ask something?
Yeah, sure.
You know these green light, this like disco kind of thing we've got on here?
Yeah.
It would be a straight beam, wouldn't it? There wouldn't be anything in between it. Because whole weekend is like glitter flickering in the doorway.
Amelia.
It's like tinsel dropping down.
Yeah, so here I can see like glitter effects.
Do you know what it would be?
But you'd get like...
Dust.
Yeah, it would be dust.
Yeah.
You'd see it would break the dots.
Yeah, you'd see like that.
Yeah, see that, yeah. Right, yeah, common sense, it's dust.
If you've just joined us, we're getting a lot of things happen. We're in the cellar at the moment. We're hearing like disembodied voices and intelligent responses on the kind of like ghost radio spirit box thing. The K2 meter went off earlier.
It's gone
It's going mad now. It's going mad now.
We really appreciate you talking to us.
Do you like these devices we've got on the table?
The noise was me.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much.
Can you try touching this REM pod in the middle? Saying that you're using the other devices so much.
I really wanted to touch that.
Like it did earlier.
Oh, that one out there.
Yeah, or the one in the hall with the flashing blue light.
Try and touch this like this, see.
When you say it was
Children.
Oh.
In the
I've got some little toys upstairs for you.
there'll be all kinds of aids here, wouldn't there?
Didn't you say that they had lessons down here?
Well, that room right at the end looks very set up for young children.
That was like the cadets.
Which room is that?
Yeah, it's the cadets door. This is the cadets one.
Yeah.
What sort of age ranges would they be?
13 onward.
13, things like that.
Right. They're not quite children.
But I do feel like that there would have been smaller children.
Well, there has been spirits of children seen, hasn't there, Jerry?
Well, when we were saying earlier on about the...
Suffered.
When we were saying earlier on about it being like the TB hospital upstairs where the studio is.
Is that where the children would have been?
The children would have been for TB, yeah.
Oh God, so they would have suffered with TB, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I'm sorry if you did suffer.
We brought you some toys to play with. Some little cars.
Did you hear that again?
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
No, did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard that.
We keep hearing that.
Is this Claire or is it Amelia that was...
That could have been a child's whimper, that.
Yeah.
There's lots of things on this table that you can play with. You can come and touch the devices on the table and they'll light up pretty colours.
She died.
Who died?
She died.
Who was it that died?
Is that Amelia?
That's the name that came up earlier.
Is that the last? That was the last
That
female
was the
one
last
to come through,
Amelia,
isn't it?
wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm sorry that she died.
Was Amelia a child?
We live on.
We live on.
We'll live on.
Do you stay here? Is that where people have seen you? Do you still like it here?
It's got to be the children, isn't it?
It's my tummy, that, sorry.
Yeah.
It's my tummy, that.
You need a good meal.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
You're ordering a Domino's.
Can you go and get us all food?
Yeah.
I'd love it if it said Domino now or something.
Oh, could you? I'd be like, what?
There's one just around.
Oh my
Michael.
God. That's my
Michael.
dad's name.
Michael.
I was just thinking because I asked earlier, but
It's quite common.
it's quite a common name, and it's been a while since I asked the question. But
Still a bit weird, that.
Maybe that's the.
Michael, are you one of the little children? How old are you?
I knew it might have if you brought it something just
grab my bag.
no, you get
I'll
that.
come up with you.
Okay. Michael, are you one of the little children? Can you tell us how old you are? What's your age?
The woods.
The woods.
The woods.
No, what's that?
I mean, there's not no.
Might have been.
I smell fish.
I keep getting odd smells down here anyway.
I I smelled sulphur before.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a smell of fish.
It just smells like
Brent and Emma have said that they've just seen something go through the lasers.
Yes.
Oh, right.
The three of us walked.
Oh, yeah.
Just walked out.
There's a few people that have gone upstairs. That could have been it.
You're.
Why are you are? Now that it's just us down here and there's nobody else, I know that you've never met us before, but we don't mean any harm. If you could try and make one of the devices flash up or make a noise, that would be amazing.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Touch this one then, this REM pod in the middle,
so
and let the lights light up.
I'll believe it.
You're being so clever. You can make the one light up on the table or the one that's outside if you're a bit scared of coming in. We don't mean you any harm. Why don't you run? Run in the hallway.
Answer.
It's other rooms, do you know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah.
It's dead active in here, innit?
I've got any cameras on.
Oh, God. Yeah.
We need to get some cameras set up.
Down here.
What time is it?
I've got one in the main hall, I'll put one on.
Has it?
It's just gone 11. Wow, that's gone quick.
We didn't actually start properly investigating until about
Just
about
after
10.
No,
Quarter to 10,
yeah.
Do you know that?
Stream.
There's a stream in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that where you are at the minute?
You said the woods and stream. Is that where the stream is coming from? In the woods?
But then would they not have classed the churchyard as woods?
As
Because
woods.
it's all trees there.
Because then he said that church from 1920 odd, but there was an older
There was
church
one
there
there,
before
yes.
that, so maybe knocking that one down and building that would have been a woodland area.
Possibly,
Yeah, could be, yeah.
Did you like to play outside?
Peter.
Michael and Peter, are you together?
Oh.
Are you friends? Oh, so sad.
Daddy.
Danny or Daddy?
Daddy.
Are you looking for your daddy?
Hear my footsteps.
I did.
Just
I
skip
did.
over
I
here.
did. I did. It
Very
went like that.
faint. Yeah.
It's got some little feet.
Come on.
I could swear I just saw the phone move
Thanks.
slightly.
What move?
The phone.
You're welcome.
The phone move?
Yeah, literally the phone looked like it just the slightest, tiniest bit corner just moved. Because I'm literally looking at it.
I've got freezing.
It's gone to 16.4.
I am freezing.
That's the fire.
Are you stood near us?
Honest.
Honest. Are you touching the device? It's okay. We want you to touch the one in the middle if you can.
Bernadette.
That's so weird. Bernadette. Yeah. That's an Irish name, that, isn't it?
Got camera on.
We'd like you to make a noise down here if you can. Either throw something in the corridor.
Brilliant if it weren't.
Yeah. There's people walking upstairs just in case you can hear that. I could murder a couple of times.
Get out.
It's again. It's again.
That might be the cue.
No matter.
Yeah, just gonna kill for a cup of coffee. Right, we're gonna go now, but we will come back. But we're gonna go into another room when we come back down here again. We're gonna go in that little room now.
Yeah.
That was a really good investigation we had there with Paranormal.
It was.
And I'd like to say thanks to Emma and the team for inviting us along, and we recorded it. And we had a really good night with them.
Yeah,
well,
brilliant.
We've had our little bit of an investigation with them. They're still carrying on somewhere in the building.
I know.
Who knows where? I do not know.
I don't know.
But it was good.
Brilliant. It was really good.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, some of the sounds we got were quite good, and they were using that. What was it called?
It's like a ghost.
It was on the phone, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like an app on the phone.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah, it was good. It came up with some really good things.
Certainly did. And for Gary and Audrey for coming into the studio and talking to us halfway through.
Yeah.
So that was quite nice of them.
Yeah, they missed a break for that.
Or should I say Pat?
Yeah, Pat.
Pat. Before she come into the studio, I was going,
hello,
Pat. And she's going, it's Audrey. So sorry about that, Audrey. Stroke Pat.
Yeah.
And Gary, stroke John. Yeah. We've just been joined in the studio by Lee Arnold. So welcome to the show, Lee. You're glad to be here?
I certainly am.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's good to have you back on again anyway. We were saying last week we couldn't wait for you to come back. We enjoy you being in the studio with us. One, I'm fed up with insulting John, so
it's nice someone else, don't we?
We do, yeah.
I don't mind having a bit of stick.
Yeah. Have you done much? Have you watched much on TV? I ask you this all the time, don't I? Have you watched much YouTube?
Not YouTube. I've been watching like reality and stuff like that.
Love Island.
No.
You talking about
yeah, just normal
paranormal stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching Mindseed.
Yeah.
Really good.
Are they?
If you've not watched them, go and watch Mindseed TV. I really enjoy watching them,
Mm-hmm.
And some of the stuff they catch is really good. Really good.
They do get some good stuff, don't they?
And yeah, I mean, this week I was watching one off my head. I'm just trying to think what it was now, but it was like they had like a football, a tennis ball, and some other ball, in this room.
Yeah.
And at first, when he brought the camera around, the ball rolled across.
All right, okay.
So a little bit later on in their investigation, they put the 3 balls, but they put them in this room. And what happened was Tanner and his colleague, they went off somewhere else.
Yeah.
And the other fella, do you know, I can't think of his name.
Oh, I know.
And he's brilliant. They're all 3 of them are brilliant.
3 of them, isn't
yeah. And so I'm sorry if you're listening. I am sorry that I don't know your name. I just can't think of it at this moment in time. But he went into this room on his own.
Mm.
Brave man, I think.
Yeah.
Or mad, like us.
Yeah.
And when he was in there, he was doing the call outs and everything else. And obviously, because of the programme, you've got to edit it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And like we do for this. And when he was in the room, and he was calling out, and he had the camera going through a door. Like we've got the studio doors open now, and we've got cat balls. We've got 2 cat balls out in case they go off.
Yeah.
And he was sitting there, and he was calling out, and the next minute, one of the balls rolled right across from, I think it was the left-hand side.
Okay.
And then a few minutes later, another ball rolled, this time from the right-hand side. And he got up straight away, went straight in that room, swung the cameras round. There was nobody in that room.
Oh, strange, eh?
Yeah. So then, a little bit later on, all 3 of them were in the same room.
Mm.
They put a camera away from so you could see them on camera, and the balls as well. You could see the balls on camera.
Okay, yeah.
So they were a distance away from the balls, and they were asking the ball to roll, and they were asking it a few times, and that. Suddenly, the ball started to roll on its own.
Wow, that's good evidence then, isn't
it? It's brilliant. And that was I really enjoyed that, because I was trying to look for, well, it could have been this, it could have, like you automatically do. You start looking for debunk, but you couldn't debunk it.
But I've always thought in all of the episodes, they're really good at showing you with the cameras whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
They never seem to hide anything. Or nothing's ever off camera. If something happens, they always try and shoot round to it.
Yeah. So, have you watched any, Lee?
No, I haven't.
No. Watch Mindseed TV on YouTube. They're fantastic. There's one part in it, Lee. Yeah. You know when you've got the heat one.
Thermal imager.
Yeah. And he's walking along with the thermal imager, and he's going around like that. And he captures something on it. Now Tanner's sitting on the floor. and right next to him was like a dark, something really dark.
Yeah.
Now at first I was looking at it and I wound it back a couple of times, like videotape, you can rewind it back on and look at it again. So I was looking at it again, and at first I thought, it's Tanner, it's his, it's what he's looking through the thermal image, and what he's seeing is the where Tanner
like
is,
a part of him,
like a shadow of him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, because it started to, when he was asking it to do something, the darkness started to get bigger, like it was standing up and then sitting down again, like he was asking it to. And then Tanner moved, but the darkness stayed there.
No, you couldn't discount that off one of them thermal imaging cameras.
No, and I watched it a few times. I meant to bring our thermal imager tonight.
Yeah,
I forgot it.
Yeah, not used that for a while.
No, we have to use that.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, I'm not saying that they will, but there's no way of using tricks with them, really.
No, there isn't. And what he done as well is he was walking along, and there's sometimes you see a figure ahead of you, and he went, that's my reflection showing up on the thermal.
Yeah.
So they were being fair, they were being honest and everything else. So that was quite good. And I watched like 2 or 3 of these because I was trying to catch up with them, because I'm trying to watch every single one of them, because they're very quite addictive, actually. Yeah. Same with Dark Territory, when theirs come back up, it's going to be brilliant. I'll be coming on to them soon anyway.
Yeah.
Paranormies, they've got quite a few up there now.
Yeah, I've seen them posting up on Instagram. 20,000 subscribers now.
Wow. We were the 5th really subscribers.
Growing. I know.
We were number 5 on the subscribers.
20,000.
20,000. So we're miles away now, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, they've got a long way to catch up to some of the other, like some Mill Street and Dark Territory and stuff.
But they're getting there. Give them the due, and hats off to them. They've done.
Getting there now.
I mean, because when we interviewed them, they'd only just started out, really, didn't they? And now look at them, that one of the top ones around now, which is good. So I'm pleased for them.
Yeah, it's really good.
Man CTV, they're out there on their own somewhere now. They're brilliant.
I've seen Carl Darkhart.
He's doing brilliant, Carl.
He's had a few new ones out. I've not watched them yet.
No, I haven't.
One came out the other day. Looks really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up on a few of Carl's, because I'm looking forward to that. I'm trying to get older Carl to do an interview with him as well for the Dark Hearts. And moving on to the likes of Dark Hearts and Dark Territory, I threw a message to Sean today to see how he was doing. What he was up to, and that. And he was, straight away he came back to me. Great to see he's getting on well. They've done half the shows now.
Oh, that's good then, isn't it?
For whatever they're doing, and half the second series is now all done and dusted.
Oh, brilliant!
So fantastic.
Can't wait.
And he's getting married, Sean Kenneth.
Oh, is he?
He's getting married, yeah. In June, he's getting married.
Yeah, congratulations,
I know,
Sean.
Kirsty, well done.
Brilliant.
Sean, well done. I think you'll make a really good couple.
Yeah.
And I know Sean said he'd like to bring Kirsty down to Mill Street Barracks, so bring her along.
Yeah.
Bring her along for a honeymoon.
Imagine.
Imagine that. So we wish them all the best, I think.
Yeah, because I can't wait to see them come back.
No, I can't. I mean, Sean said really he'll come back and do an invest with us, and be lovely to get them along and do that.
Yeah, really good.
Fantastic group of people they are, Sean Kenner, Sean Owen, and Carl
Hassel.
I'm nearly there.
I helped you out a bit there. Come on.
Yeah. No, they're absolutely brilliant lads.
Yeah.
And I want to see them succeed as much as they can.
Oh, yeah. But they're doing really well anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing fantastic. They are very, very professional what they do.
They are. Remember all the gear that they brought?
Oh, God,
testing it all out, weren't they, for the second series.
Yeah. And we had the privilege to do that investigation with them, that's an absolute privilege to me.
Yeah, very professional with all that gear that they brought, though. Really, really good.
Yeah, brilliant. So I'm looking forward to seeing them again.
Yeah.
So, brilliant.
I see Randonauticus making a big appearance again on YouTube now.
Yeah, you were saying earlier, hold on a minute. I'm just going to see if Lee's still here, because he's so quiet in that corner there.
Isn't he?
You going to join in, Lee?
Yeah, I'm just listening to what he's saying.
Yeah, I bet you fell asleep. Yeah, so this one, I mean, we were talking about the Random Nautica before when you came in, we were having a little chat while the investigation was going on there, and you were saying we should try it.
Yeah, we should get a group of us together and go give it a whirl.
I think that's a good idea, like.
Yeah.
And should we record it?
Why not?
Yeah.
Because the T-shirts I got given to me by Debbie and James and that. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. No. Should we put it on the radio? Yeah. Should we record it for the radio?
Yeah.
Should we record that? What?
Might even go one step further. We might even video it.
I'm going to put a mask. I'm going to put a mask on.
Put it up onto YouTube.
You got that?
You just want to be recognised.
No, it's something different.
It would be, yeah. Well,
we'll do it for the show, but put it on YouTube as a video as well.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Well, I'll tell you what we could do. Go one more step further.
Go on.
I'll give you me 360 camera and we could film it so people can, when they watch it, they can rotate it.
Even better.
Yeah, what, eh? Not bad. So that'd be quite good, that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is, when we get the chance, we'll do an arrangement and do a Random Nautica.
Yeah, why not?
So, yeah.
Bit of fun, innit?
Yeah, why not?
I'm a bit nervy about this Random Nautica, though. I'm just a bit, when you see it on, have you seen the ones on YouTube? Mindseed have done it. Paranormies have done it.
Yeah.
I think Carl's done it. Carl Hustle, he's done it.
Yeah, there's a fella called Dan Exploring with Fighters. He's done a lot of it.
Yeah.
They've had a stalking them doing it.
Who have?
Yeah, Exploring with Fighters. Keep getting the same people like following them and turning up. Stuff. Wow. Very strange and weird.
It's very creepy, that.
Very creepy.
Yeah, let them go out there and entertain you. Don't go and stalk people. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, we'll have a go with that.
Be good fun.
Yeah, let us know how you get on. No, I'm up for that.
Yeah, something a bit different, isn't it?
It is. I'm a bit hesitant, but
I know you know. But we'll just drag it along anyway.
You usually do. You drag me here.
Yeah, must be the dementia setting in.
That's what it is.
Say that again.
Well,
I don't know what you said. But yeah, so we've got a lot to do now. I'm going to ask a question now to you two.
Go on then.
Yeah, don't panic, Jonathan. It's why do we believe in the paranormal? Somebody asked me that question. Why do you believe in the paranormal?
Because we're a bit strange.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to explain, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a difficult question now, and that's why I wrote it down. But I'm going to ask you two this as well.
Do
you know what my answer was?
Go on.
Because I do. Because I couldn't think of at that split second of a time when I was asked it. I couldn't think of an answer. No. And the more I think about it, I'm thinking, well, it's like, why do you believe in anything?
Well, yeah. Why do people believe in UFOs?
Well,
because they see things. It's
out of this world, aren't it?
Well, yeah, but it's the same thing, really, isn't it? Because they see things, they hear things. It's reported on in all the media. And it's the same with the paranormal. You see things, you hear things, and it's in the media when there's something big.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, really.
Well, because if you think of the paranormal, and you yourself, Lee, it's not known. It's trying to understand the unknown. If you get the unexplained, and it's a fascination. And okay, we might all be wrong.
We could be.
But in the meantime, we could all be right as well. I mean, some of the things that have happened to us, we can't explain.
No, there's no way around it, is there?
No. You've had experiences, Lee, haven't you?
Yeah, I certainly have.
And it's difficult to understand.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because if you think about it, and you think about this, Jonathan, is you can debunk anything.
You can debunk all the noises, can't you?
Yeah.
Up to a point.
Yeah.
Up to a point, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was earlier on when we heard that huge bang
in here
when we were in the cellar.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we actually came up, didn't we?
We came up to see what it was, and there was just nothing there.
There was nothing. We went outside. There was not a soul around.
No.
It was before you got here, like.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it was such a huge bang. He just couldn't.
Not the building eating up or anything.
No. It was like
this was. How could you explain it? It sounds like.
Well, even Paranormal, they heard it. We were all down in the cellar.
Right.
We were doing the investigation.
Yeah.
Then there was a bang up here.
Yeah.
And both me and Jonathan said, we better go and have a look what that was, just in case. You know the way you always
straight
think,
up.
let's check the doors.
Do you know what I mean? Just check everywhere out.
Putting like a locked off camera on if you're down.
Well, they had cameras up here.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But just going off track a little bit here. You should have seen, or what? Well, I'm saying you should have seen. What you should see there. Go and have a look at their CCTV stuff.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, right.
It's only like I'd say about a 14-inch screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got wireless CCTV cameras.
Yeah.
Really clear.
Yeah.
Really clear.
Good,
Night vision's fantastic on them. And he's got them downstairs, and I've got an idea. And my idea is in here when we're doing the show.
Yeah.
We put the CCTV footage in here.
Yeah.
We carry on with the show. We go from here. We can put a microphone down into the cellar.
Yeah.
Or a walkie-talkie. While we're doing the show, we could do a bit of a call out and watch what happens on the screens.
That's a good idea.
That's not a bad idea, really, is it?
Just so we're up here. And we can watch if anything happens.
Yeah.
If anything happens, we can bring it into the conversation, or when we're doing a show, we can say this is what we're doing, and we've got the cameras here, and we're going to send someone down to do an investigation, or two people are going to go down, do a little mini invest. We can keep an eye on them on here. They'll have a microphone, so we can link into them, but we can also watch exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
really good that.
So,
I like it.
Yeah,
I do like it.
It's an idea because, I mean, we've seen this.
I mean, we've used camera systems in the past, haven't we?
Yeah.
Many different versions. So it's a similar sort of setup to what we've used, but there's no trailing of wires. The only wire is from the camera to a plug,
and that's it.
That's it.
Wow.
The actual screen is not. Well, obviously it's got to be plugged in, but there's no wires going to the cameras.
Two aerials on the back.
It's all wireless. Brilliant.
It was so easy to set up.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, Gary set them up in seconds, didn't he?
A lot quicker to put away.
Exactly.
Oh, you're not waiting hours at the end.
Took him about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes to put everything.
Brilliant.
Tripods, cameras.
Everything was away. I mean, they've gone down. What they've done is they put everything away after we'd finished.
Yeah.
And then he said, right, we're going to do it without any kind of, electronics, only the basics like the K2s and that. So they're over the far end of the building now doing like a basic one. That took some photographs before they put it away though. So, you have to, don't you?
Yeah.
But,
give you ideas.
Sorry, I'm getting back to the original question.
Why do we believe in the paranormal?
Yeah, but we were talking before, weren't we? And Lee asked the question.
Oh, so it was you what sent this question in?
No,
it's about the stomach.
Yeah, like how we do with the invest, we go down the cellar and we're all sat there, and someone turns around and says, "That was my stomach when you've heard a noise," and it's like rumbling. How do we know that what we can't see, their stomachs don't rumble?
I don't even know what's going on in your head, Lee.
Yeah.
But I can see the point.
I think it's a really good question.
It is, because
I remember when we were in the cellar earlier on, we had a stomach rumble. Well, there was a couple of stomachs rumbling.
Including mine.
But there was one, and there was no one in that room.
Really?
If I remember correctly.
Because you can hear them, you can hear voices.
Yeah.
And like say, you can hear the dog.
And
that kind of stuff. If you pick that up, how do you know you're not hearing their stomach rumble?
It's very true. It's like when you hear a squeal or a scream.
Yeah.
Could that be their last moment?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gurgling.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's just like in Mill Street. I'm saying anywhere. It's like was it Cannock Chase? All the kids.
Yeah.
If you hear a scream or a squeal, is that one of the kids running away from someone when they were actually alive?
Or playing? You don't
or play, yeah. Don't know, do you?
Yeah. So you maybe you could hear body functions. You know, maybe you can hear the belly rumbles. But, I mean, you know when it's your own because it does, you know, you can tell it's your own.
Yeah.
But sometimes people say, no, it's not me.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, when you think it is a belly, that's a fair thought. I mean, we were talking the other week, Lee, about, you know, we see human, or, you know, spirits of humans.
Yeah.
And I was saying, well, you know, as everything that's been alive will have a spirit or a soul. So why don't we see ghostly ants, elephant ghosts? And my thoughts of that is with humans, we watching humans all the time, or with humans all the time. And, you know, when you go out in the field, you don't go looking for ghostly elephants or ghostly giraffes or ghostly lions.
Yeah. You don't think.
You know, you're not connected. You're not connected to them.
Yeah.
You know, but you're connected to people. And, you know, we get ghostly dogs, we get ghostly cats because we're connected to them.
But I was saying you get ghostly dogs and ghostly cats. If they're your animals, how do you know? How can you put it? You're not imagining seeing your own animal or your own cat.
Well, you could say that with the spirits, couldn't you? You know.
Yeah. I know you can see a cat or a dog spiritually, right? But is this your one what you've had when you were younger playing on your mind and it's triggered something off?
Possibly.
Well, here, my old house, right?
Yeah.
My son lives in the loft. Sleeps in the loft.
Yeah.
He's always had done since he was a kid. And we've never, ever had a cat.
Right.
Never had a cat as a pet, only a dog. And he called me one day to the loft.
Yeah.
And he said, Dad, I've just seen a ghost cat. So what do you mean you've just seen a ghost cat? He said, see the chair over there? I said, yeah. He said, I woke up and he said, and I looked at this and there was a cat. Well, he said it was like there was a cat on the chair. He said it was actually on the chair. Yeah. And he said it was as real as me and you.
I've seen him.
And he said that he thought, the loft window's opening, the Velux.
Yeah, someone's come in.
So he thought something's come in.
Yeah.
And when he looked, it was closed. So he said, I looked and thought, I'm going to have to pick it up and put it outside, because it's not ours. And he said, and as I was watching, he said, it just vanished into thin air on the chair. God. So, I mean, that's an animal. Yeah. It's a cat. But we're all connected to cats. Yeah, of course. Or dogs, we have that connection. Yeah. We do have connection with the wildlife. Yeah. I mean, I'm fanatical on the wildlife and everything else. But you keep pets, don't you? You keep dogs, you keep cats. You could say you keep animals, you keep lions and tigers and all that lot, but they're zoos. So the connection's a bit different there.
Well, what about, like you said, about keeping other animals? Why don't you see a bird if you've got a pet bird?
Yeah, very true, yeah.
Yeah.
The only
you see cats and you see dogs, but you've had a pet budgie.
Yeah.
Or pet goldfish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you see those?
Yeah, the biggest question I wanted to ask is, I don't know where Jamie lives to see all these elephants, giraffes and tigers and stuff and lions. Because I don't see any running around ours.
Hey?
I don't see any of them running
around
where I live.
Listen here, Jonathan. We're talking about...
Must live in a zoo.
He's down in Moseley, isn't he? That's what it is.
Hold on a minute. If anybody out there works in a zoo or works in a safari park, got Knowsley Safari Park down the road there, if you have seen anything like that, a ghostly animal of an elephant or anything like that, let us know.
Yeah.
And how can they get in touch with us, Jonathan?
They can get in touch with us. You can email us at info., Access Paranormal.
It's there.
At gmail.com. Or you can get us on Facebook or Instagram at Access Paranormal Radio Podcast. Or you can get us on Twitter, which is at Access Paranorm 1.
Is that everything?
And you can also go over to YouTube, which will be getting updated very, very soon.
Yeah, I've done all the posters.
Access Paranormal Radio Podcast, because as Jamie's just said, he's finished all the posters now. Hey, round of applause.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was still quicker than you making the YouTube channel. But yeah, let's go back to that question. You know, I mean, there's a lot of questions out there. What you know, unless you're a huge scientist and you understand metaphysics and God knows what else, you know, which is beyond our thoughts and that.
But I've seen and heard things that are not normal.
Yeah, like Lee.
Well, yeah. apart from Lee.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all have, haven't we? In different places.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that. We were saying there's ghost cars have been heard.
Yes.
Boats have been seen. Planes have been seen.
Yeah.
Cities.
Yeah, cities.
Cities have been seen. There's a famous one which was North Wales, wasn't it, where a city appeared in the middle of nowhere and then just vanished again as quickly as it came. Now, whether it was like a mirage, who knows, you know.
Yeah.
But, well,
it is.
This world is full of unexplained things, isn't it?
I know.
You know, you've got, time slips.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. Love hearing about time slips.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think I've experienced it myself.
Yeah.
And, there's a famous one in Liverpool, isn't there? It was a Bold Street time slip.
Bold Street, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's the one.
There's a lot out there, and it's a fascinating kind of thing. That
it is. It's very. I mean,
interesting.
I mean, you could go on and on and on, couldn't you? And you could go back to the beginning of time, where who invented fruit, vegetables? Where did they come from? If you want
to
go back, yeah, but where did they first ever come from?
Yeah,
seed.
Where did the seed come from?
Ground.
Where did it appear from?
I know, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've been to all these different planets and stuff. There's nothing.
No, it's not at the moment.
No.
You know, it is fascinating. The whole thing is fascinating.
But is it all connected?
It's got to be. We're all connected in some way or another, aren't we? I think everything goes back down to.
See it in the next life.
Who knows?
Yeah, well, it's funny enough because we were talking a couple of months back, and I'm hoping he's going to come back on soon, as Magister.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's been to the astral planes, and I've heard so many people saying they've joined the they've been into the astral planes.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it for myself, because you think, but there's so much out there about the astral planes. Is it there? Is it not there? It's again, do you believe in the paranormal? Do we believe in the astral planes?
Yeah.
It's all connected.
It's all linked, isn't it? In
everything's linked like
some way,
yeah.
shape or form. It's all linked together.
And it all goes down again to, we had Chris Cannon in a month or so ago, and he was explaining about the atoms and God knows what metaphysics and that.
It's like mind blowing, wasn't it?
It was, but what he was saying was quite interesting.
It was. Well, he's done a little experiment with us, didn't he? Well,
yeah.
He's done it on James, hasn't he?
So the angel with the wings.
The angel with the wings. And he'd only seen, I think James has only seen something like a shadow on the wall.
Yeah.
And then Chris put it into his head that it was like an angel. And, and he was like, oh, yeah, that's an angel.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, it is, yeah. But that's what Chris said, though, wasn't it? He said, I can make you see whatever you think you're seeing, or I can make you think it's something else.
He played with our minds that night.
He did, yeah.
It was good with it, Lee,
Yeah.
He made you think. He seriously made you think. Yeah, very clever man, Chris Cannon.
Oh, yeah. Very, very clever.
Thoroughly enjoyed that night with him.
Yeah.
So, do you know what? We've learned a lot through the people we've interviewed.
Oh, yeah.
And, we're only going to get better because we're listening to what they're saying. It's trying to remember it for me. I can't even remember your names. At least I can remember metaphysics. But there's a lot we're still out there and we don't understand.
Yeah.
And
I think eventually, I think something will change and it'll become more understandable, more clear.
Oh, definitely. The more the technology comes into it, the better. Not our technology. Not REM pods. REM pods are just... REM pods are great.
Yeah.
Are we using the right thing?
Well, that's good question, Lee. Good question.
That's a good one. That feeds off from the... Why do we believe in the paranormals? Yeah. Why do we believe in the tools we're using? The REM pods.
Are we making it more harder for ourselves?
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
I think we are.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because now we're dependent on electronics.
Yeah.
And we're not dependent on what we're doing. Because they're using radio waves.
Mm.
Or some kind of waves anyway.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And I was talking to my son, Mark, about audio yesterday.
Mm.
And he was saying about music now and the different hertz and what they're using and the different decibels and things like that, and how some audio can now calm your brain and realign your brain and things like this. It was a bit complicated what he was saying, but I got the gist of what he was saying. And if you think about it, if you can get audio and you know yourself, if you've got music, it can calm you.
It can, yeah. So you get the rain, don't you?
These things can calm you.
And stuff. Yeah.
So if you think about audio can reach you by waves.
It can also frighten you.
Oh God, yeah.
Infrasound,
yeah.
You can't hear it. You can feel it though. That's what they put into horror movies.
So, well, if you think about that, and we're using these tools, what's saying that these waves are not affecting like the REM pods and this and that and the other? And also, could the items what we're using, the electronics, be blocking the spirits coming through? Could they be using the same wavelength as the same what's the word? Yeah, let's just call them wavelengths. It's easy. The same things as when they're trying to come through to us. Is that like wavelength? What the audio is going on, or what we're using, stopping them coming through?
Go on then. I'll ask you a question then. What have we used when we've had our best results?
Our own intuition.
No electronics.
None.
Voice recorder.
Yeah.
We hardly use the K2 anymore either.
No, we don't.
And that's all we really use. You got the cat balls, but I wouldn't class that as an electronic.
It's not. The only electronic part in it is the batteries.
It is, but it only actually works and comes on when something actually
moves it. Yeah.
So you don't know if they're going to die off soon, like the K2s are dying off.
Well, we were talking about...
They're all in at the moment, aren't they? So.
Well, you're right, Lee, because we were actually talking about this the other week about how electronics and that in the paranormal world have changed.
Oh, yeah.
And if you think about it, go back a few years, there wouldn't have been such thing as a REM pod.
No.
There wouldn't have been such thing as the cat balls, really.
No.
It's only because technology is getting better, these things are coming out. And we're jumping on the bandwagon saying, do you know what, the cat balls? But what we're doing now is we're narrowing it down. We're narrowing it down to the items we are using, like the cat balls. At the moment, the brilliance.
Yeah.
We've seen it for ourselves, how them cat balls have moved.
Good results, haven't we?
Yeah.
Are we getting that little bit closer to finding the truth?
Who knows?
Or are we getting further away?
That's it.
Who knows?
With all these electronics, are we, like I said before, are we blocking them from coming through?
Yeah.
And obviously a cat ball can't block them coming through. But with all these radio waves we're using and all these infrared stuff and all that lot, we could be blocking them.
Could be.
Alarm systems. We get electronic alarm systems in.
Yeah.
Trigger alarms. Trigger, you know.
How we're trying to get hold of them all the time. How do you know they're not trying to get hold of us?
Exactly.
You don't know, do you?
No.
You really don't know. Well, look, they've had radio waves in space, and they've just sort of worked out what it is, and they think they know what it is, and they think it's just coming from stars, don't they? Like millions and millions of miles away. They've been getting like these radio signals or whatever that is.
Well, think
Same
of this.
thing.
Yeah. Well, think of this one then. Light years.
Yeah.
You know, they say sometimes you're looking at a star, and all you're seeing is that star could have disappeared millions of years ago.
Yeah.
And the light is only just getting to us, so we're seeing something that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly the same with the spirits.
Time travel, time slips, same thing.
Yeah. But if you think of it like that, and you think of, you know, the stars, are we seeing the same with spirits?
Could be.
Were they there, and we're just walking in on a time when you know, they're actually going through the building.
Yeah.
At that time, I mean, that light or whatever it was could be going through the building. Could be that time from when it did go through the building. It's just caught up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
It's a good one, that though.
Now, is it us that's actually alive, or is it them that's actually alive?
Yeah.
That's a scary one.
That's another good question, though, isn't it?
Well, I watched on the TV. I don't know whether you've ever seen it, where they've done the stone tape theory, and they actually pushed it into the wall and actually captured sound from the wall.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. You think of a record player, put a needle. It's a piece of plastic.
It is, yeah.
You know, if you think of a vinyl, it's a piece of plastic, but it's got audio in the grooves. It's just grooves. It's nothing else.
Yeah.
It's just grooves on making the sound, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
So if you think of that, if you think of a wall is just layers and layers of.
So they could make sound, couldn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people say these walls could talk.
And I'm sure they can.
Is that where the saying came from?
Yeah.
It's all pause for thought, and all the people out there listening, I'll be thinking, them three are crackpots. But we're not. It's all the questions what people are asking anyway.
It is, though, isn't it? It is. It is.
And it's good. It's nice to have a healthy, you know, and a strong talk about these things.
It is, because some people believe, some people don't believe, but I don't know, how could you not? How could you not actually believe that there's something there?
Well, again,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, again, if you think about, let's go back to the Victorians and before them. They've all seen alien. There's been alien pictures painted on walls and this, that, and the other.
Egypt.
In Egypt, yep.
Yeah, with spaceships.
There's pictures of ghosts and things like that, or spirits of people and that. But what's the difference between then and now?
Well, there isn't.
They're the same.
There is, in one way, modern transport, modern sound. The sound is completely different. We're making more noise now than we ever have been, because we're building buildings. We're blocking sounds because sound, you know, as you know, buildings block sounds and things like that. So we're basically, you know, stopping sound from travelling.
Yeah, it's very true.
And things like that. And we're making more noise. We've got radios on all the time, TVs on all the time. You got movies. You got cars. Didn't exist years ago. So all this is cancelling out things. You think of whales in the sea? They work by sound. They can contact each other through sound in the water.
Yeah.
Now the problem is we've now got sonar in the water. We've got ships in the water. We've got boats in the water. So it's affecting them.
Yeah. Very true.
We've got wind farms.
Yeah.
Wind farms are in some ways affecting
solar
fly
power, all these solar panels. They must do something.
Going back to the original thing is will we see what we want to see, or are we being stopped by all the modern day technology?
Yeah, could be.
Let's go back to, I'd like to do an invest with nothing at all, and just see how it is.
Well, we have done in the past, haven't we?
We have, but we've not done it for a long time.
No,
obviously, COVID hasn't helped, but and we all know we've been on investigations, knocked down and on the not on the quiet, but securely and safely and everything else.
Yeah, socially.
And we've picked up a lot more because we've not got we don't take all the electronics.
I know.
Which is good.
And it's been very, very quiet. No one's been here.
Yeah. Well, you know yourself what it was like.
So active.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
But now groups are coming back in. The activities coming back in. Will that start quietening a little bit?
I think it will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do think it's going to have a big effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like I say, sometimes when we've done the invest, we've got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
We've left it a few weeks and we come back and we've got loads of stuff.
Yeah. I think it
do
depends on the amount of things what go on in the building. Because yourselves, you I could do with the rest.
Yeah.
They could be the same, couldn't they?
They could.
So, Anyway, you two.
Yeah.
It's actually come to the end of the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's quick.
So, before we go off, I'm going to say thanks to Emma and her team, the Paranormal, for coming in and letting us join in the investigation. I'd also like to thank Lee for finally turning up for the show, the second half of the show, which was nice. But it was really great to have him in the studio, though, wasn't it? And also, I'd like to thank Jonathan again for being here.
Yeah, welcome.
So, what a great night we've had.
We have.
And I hope everybody out there has really enjoyed the show as well. And I hope you've enjoyed the investigation here with Paranormal.
Yeah.
So tune in again next week. We'll be here. Hope you'll be here with us. So from us at Access Paranormal, thank you and good night.